everybody, Timcast here, and today I would like to talk to all of you about racism. So the first thing I want you to do is take a good long look at my face and try and figure out what I am. What race am I? Ready? Go. Figured it out yet? Okay, well, you're probably wrong, or you might be wrong. I'm actually mixed race. I am part Korean, part white. I'm a quarter Korean, and the rest is German-Irish. My mom is half Korean, and my dad is like a German-Irish white dude. My mom's side of the family, her grandmother is full Korean, and her father was a German-Irish guy. So growing up, I had an interesting perspective on issues of race and racism in this country. My grandparents were married at a time where it was illegal. Interracial marriage was actually legal, and they were forced to flee various cities and states because it wasn't allowed. Now, when I was younger, my family had our vehicle vandalized. Someone threw a brick through our van window. We had our home vandalized. Someone littered white supremacy pamphlets on our porch. Because my mom is very clearly not white and my dad is, and I guess to some people that's threatening for some reason. Hearing these stories about my grandparents and what they went through, and then experiencing racism firsthand, I thought, you know what, in the future these things are going to get better because, you know, my grandparents had it worse and we have it a little bit better. It's probably going to be better for future generations. But I was probably wrong, and I started to realize this when I started getting more involved in politics and covering protests and rallies and things like this. Now here's the surprising part. I've covered a bunch of conservative events. I've covered a ton of Trump events. The worst thing anyone has ever said to me at a Trump event is, "Oh, you're Hispanic. What do you think about the whole immigration thing?" To which my response is, "Actually, I'm Korean." And they go, "Huh. Oh, what do you think about the immigration thing anyway?" That's it. Didn't faze me one bit. I'm like, whatever. When I started going to these leftist protests and things like Occupy Wall Street, it was a really cold, hard wake-up as to what racism actually means. I kid you not, I have gone in the span of 5 minutes from having someone tell me you are a white man and you have no idea what racism is in this country to, well, you're a minority, you're Hispanic, what does racism mean to you? I have had people tell me my opinion doesn't count because I'm white and couldn't possibly understand the plight that minorities feel in this country, and then minutes later be told that because I'm a minority, my opinion counts. I have had people tell me that I'm not allowed to speak because I'm a white man, and then seconds later had people tell me I should speak up because I'm a Puerto Rican brother. No one really knows what I am. People often make assumptions about my race, and that's particularly frustrating. Here's the strange paradox I've encountered, is that there are people on the left who are white, who take issue with white privilege, who tell me, a mixed race, high school dropout from the south side of Chicago, that my opinion doesn't matter because I'm actually a white person. Where does that... I don't know where you get off doing that, right? Everyone's opinion matters, and everyone has a unique experience, and it is racist to make assumptions about someone's life experiences based on their race. Now, I'm not stupid. I understand that the way a person looks can have an effect on how they're raised and the beliefs they have. But I will respect their opinion because it gives me a view into the perspective of a person who might look this way. And I'm not going to hold it against somebody. And I'm not going to make assumptions about what someone has been through because they are a specific race. Let's get outside of what frustrates me and my perspective, and let's talk about the actual dictionary definition of the word racism. The dictionary defines racism as the belief that all members of each race possess characteristics or abilities specific to that race, especially so as to distinguish it as inferior or superior to another race or races. It goes on to say, prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior. Now here's the thing, a dictionary doesn't determine what a word means, it simply shows us what the most commonly used meaning of that word is in our society. There's also an academic definition of the word. The academic definition of the word racism is prejudice plus power. In my opinion, that definition is entirely problematic for a few reasons. One, it eliminates the word racism. Well, how do we define racial discrimination without saying it? I've had people tell me that what I'm thinking of is bigotry, but the dictionary definition of the word bigotry is intolerance towards other people who have different opinions than you. So here's what I try to do. I try to understand as many people as possible, and that's why I tend to go by the dictionary definition of the word, because it's what most people mean when they say the word. The problem is the left and the right have different definitions. It doesn't matter who's right about what the word means. It matters that when someone on the left engages with someone on the right and tries to have a discussion about what racism is and how we can end it, they're talking about two entirely different things. So to those who hate Trump and call him racist, they don't understand why people on the right don't think Donald Trump is racist, and vice versa, because you're defining the word differently. And the last thing I'm going to say about this, for me particularly, and what frustrates me the most, is you cannot discount someone's opinion. You can't do it. We're all people. No one has a monopoly on truth. Neither of us is necessarily more correct than others. I mean, to a certain extent, there are things that are true and there are things that aren't. But when it comes to matters of opinion on how society should be run and the things that will make life better, we all have a different idea of what would make us happy and how we want to live. Everyone's opinion matters, period. So you don't have to agree with me, but seriously, thank you all so much for watching and listening to my perspective on the matter. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Timcast. You can like, share, subscribe, whatever, all that good stuff if you enjoy my videos. If you'd like to help out in funding my journalism, make sure to go to patreon.com/Timcast. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time.